Hey there, and welcome to the first video where we're gonna have a look at one of the most important things for traders, which is their trading platform, right? You know that we cannot trade if you don't look at the price, and it's super important to make the chart look nice, be clear, not confusing, because trading has to give you pleasure, it has to be enjoyable. And if you have your charts like stuff with all kind of indicators and all sorts of triangles and all that stuff, I don't know, I personally hate it. And once I just removed everything from my chart, and I actually did it with only one color. So I would really advise you, this is gonna be told later, to change just to one colored candles. But again, right now, enough of me ramping and getting away from the topic. Today we're gonna discuss TradingView.com. I'm sure most of you actually know about the platform, but I've been getting some questions about like what platform do you use, where do you draw on your charts, and this sort of stuff. So if you are perfectly aware with TradingView and you have your own templates and all that sort of stuff, then feel free to just go through that video. But this is specifically for those that don't know how to use TradingView, that don't know like the most important tools, how to set them up and all that stuff. So this is gonna be pretty nice, and I'm gonna set up for you a very nice, clear and simple chart. All right, so let's get into it. TradingView.com is the website. First of all, you have to create a registration, and I think this is pretty straightforward. You should not have too much difficulties with it. Then you have the paid plans as well, and what the paid plans allow you to do is to set more alerts. For example, I think with the free version, you have only one or maximum three. With the pro version, you have 10 alerts, which are enough for me. And then you have the benefit of back testing as well on lower time frames than the daily. So that is pretty important, because if you plan to backtest the strategies that I'm going to tell you and to work on market structure, then you need actually to go back in time. So I'm totally recommending to purchase TradingView Pro. It's just, I think, $15 a month or something like this. I actually bought 2 years. There was a Black Friday deal and I bought 2 years, so I have zero cares right now for the platform. It's gonna take me for such a long time. But yes, this is the homepage, and you give zero cares about all of that stuff. This is all noise, all like people posting their charts, and you don't want to do this because you're gonna go FOMO. You want to listen to yourself only. What you have to do is go to charts, and then I have different templates. I'm gonna show you how to set them up. And currently I created a new one, which is unnamed, specifically in order to break down for you. Like, you're gonna have something like this when you first access TradingView. And it's rather, I don't like it too much. Not that there is something wrong, but I'm super like perfectionist. I want my charts to look clean, perfect, nice, zero distractions and all this sort of stuff. So let's get into it. First of all, this is the chart again. You have on the right when you click on that button. This is the most important button. All of those you definitely don't need. You can play with them, but you don't need them. This is the most important part right here. And then, for example, I have all pairs, majors, manipulation, and stocks and ETFs. So how you can do this is by clicking on create new list, right? How do you want to name your list? Let's say main pairs that you're going to be trading. We save it, and then you're taking into it, and you can see that it is added right here. How do you add the pairs? You just click the plus right here and then add a symbol, for example, Euro USD. And personally, I use FXCM as my data provider, but I think Forex.com, Oanda, and FXCM are the best. So feel free to just see which one is coming as close as possible to your broker's feed. Right? For me, this is FXCM, so I'm only using FXCM. And when you click right here, you're gonna get Euro USD in your watch list. So that is pretty good because you can just pick the pairs that you want to trade. So we're gonna practice with Euro USD, then we're gonna type GBP USD. Again, click FXCM, then we're gonna type, for example, let's say Aussie USD. Again, FXCM, then we're gonna type NZD USD. Again, FXCM, then we're gonna do a USD JPY, for example, FXCM, and I believe this is enough. So right now you have your watch list. Another thing that I want to mention to you, maybe you don't know this trick, but we have sections right now. And when you click add sections, you have section 1. So for example, you can say, again, top pairs or something. And then for example, we can click again, add section, and those could be secondary. And so this kind of makes it slightly bit more organized. So for example, if you want to focus just on 3 pairs, then you can move the other pairs into secondary. So this is pretty good. So right now we have our watch list. Then we have to fix our charts, right? So what do? You right click, you go to settings. And this is when all the stuff you have to play a lot with it, and I'm not gonna spend too much time to walk you through this because it's pretty straightforward. So on the symbol you can change your candle colors. So for example, I want my bullish candles to be, let's say, this sort of blue, and my bearish candles, red is fine. I usually do them gray, something like this. Then borders, I always do them black, pitch black, and then wicks also pitch black. And as you can see right now, it kind of got a little bit better. I hope you would agree with me. Like when you make the wicks and the borders black, it kind of better illustrates the candle itself, right? And all of those things right here, you don't need them. Last price line, yes, you need this one because you want to see where the actual price is right now. And if you have something on the left, then you see actually if the market is tapping into it. Status line, this is your symbol. So this is right here, all of that stuff right there. So if you remove symbol, you see you don't see the symbol. I personally like it. Open or closed, I don't think you need it because this just shows you if the market is open. Well, we know when the market is open, right? This is open, high, low, close values. So if you want this one, then it's fine. But basically when you scroll over a candle, for example, this one right here, it will show you where it opened, where it closed, which is the high and the low. Personally, I don't like it, and I will remove it in order to keep right here clean. Indicator titles, you need this one, and even the arguments, if you want to see what appears right here under indicators, if you possibly use indicators. Scales right there, I don't think you can just leave this one, symbol, last name. Yeah, you can keep this one right there, but then all of those you can actually know overlapping labels, count out to bar close. This is nice. Currency, JPY, this is just right there. And plus button, what is this? I don't know what this is, so we're gonna remove it. Appearance, this is pretty important right there, and it depends if you want to use black or white charts. I'm a fan of white charts, so my background, actually I do it slightly bit like this, like not that much, but maybe just a little bit like this to be a little bit easier on the eyes, right? Because if you use white, then if you stare at the screen for too long, then it's gonna get a little bit tough. So I do it just like this, just a little bit. Then vertical lines, it's pretty important to remove those ones. So you can see this is opacity 100, then we do it on 0, horizontal line 0. Then scales text, this is this on the right here, this is your scales. So I usually do those on 11 in order to minimize them a little bit. Crosshair, I like to do a line so that you have a line, and the color is also fine. Maybe you can make it a little bit darker, maybe you want to keep it like that. Watermark, you don't want this because this is appearing right here and this is really distracting, so you remove that one. Trading, if you don't trade from trading view, then you don't need all of those things. Like, yeah, you can just remove all of them. And then events, show dividends. This is for stocks, so we remove this one. Then what you do, right click, remove indicators. Here you go. Super simple, clean, precise chart, right? And then what you can do also is then you can again right click, settings, template, save as, and then when you have decided on your template on no reveal colors, just type your name, main template for example, and it's gonna save. And later when you go to template, for example, as you can see, I have 3 templates. If I click on black, this is perfectly black charts. If I click on TFW 2.0, this gives me my other chart, and then if I click on this one, this gives me a slightly different chart as well. So I have all of them saved, and this is how we're gonna work from now on. This is personally my favorite. So once you have set up the charts, then we have to set up the time frames. How you do the time frames? You should see all the time frames right here. This little arrow, you have all the time frames right here. How do you make them stand up right there on this toolbar? You click the star button. And as you can see, when you click the star button, it makes them a favorite. So they are going to be exactly right here. And then you can just very easily flick through the different time frames. And there is no need to click the arrow. Then to find the time frame, full hours, you have them all right here. And I find this to be a pretty nice feature. Also, if your chart looks like this and you want to update it, double click right here. And it's gonna update, and then you just zoom in and you have a pretty nice chart, right? I'm gonna teach you another trick later. As for indicators, they are chosen from right there, right? Then we have those kind of tools that are pretty important, and then you have this right here. So this is your favorites. I'm not sure what's the name of that line right there. Let me see if it's gonna show. Yeah, just favorites. So personally, when you go right here, I use trend line, horizontal ray, and arrow. Feel free to play with all of those, but then once you click favorite right there, it's gonna pop right there, and then you can just very simply click on it and just plot it. Then from right here, all you need from all of those things is the fib retracement. So I'm gonna show you later how to set it up as well. Then from right there, rectangle is the most important stuff that we're gonna be using, so make sure you have that one out. Path, I'm not sure. This is just simply drawing like a sketch and having, and instead of clicking one arrow then drawing another one, this just provides you a path, so this is pretty nice. As for the text, I like the callout. What this does is, for example, you can make a note right here. This is blah blah blah, and it shows you where actually that thing is. So I have this one right there as well. And from right there, those are all of that stuff that we're not gonna be using, right? Oops, I'm having some alerts right now. Let it stop. Something is popping, so I have to take a trade probably. Then we have right there, I hope you don't hear the alarm because, okay, it stopped. Then most importantly, long and short positions, because this is how we're gonna calculate our risk to reward ratio. And then right here, you have a bunch of emojis and all that sort of stuff, which we don't need. And this is basically it, right? Then what we need to do is to actually, like, once you plot this, for example, it's gonna be entirely different. So what you do, you double click, style, then for example you pick your border. I like mine black, and then you just have to pick your color. You can do this. It really doesn't matter. So guys, please do this for yourselves. I don't want to show you what colors to use. And then once it's done, what you can do, again, template, save as, then you save this one, and then this kind of feature is going to be saved. And this is for all the other stuff. And once we go with charting and with all that stuff, you're gonna see what my settings are. So you will see actually how it works. Then for this one as well, for the long and short, make sure to do them both, right? Once you double click on it, you have the colors. This is your stop loss, this is your take profit. Those are my colors, my opacities as well. The line in the middle, feel free to choose whatever you like. Show price labels. This is, for example, right there to appear where your stop loss is and where your TP is. And make sure to click compact stats mode, because once you click this, it gets way too messy. But it shows you how much pips your stop loss is, what is your risk to reward ratio, what is your open P&L, and what is your target. Very important is the risk to reward ratio, which is this one right there. So if you click compact, the one is still right there. This is your stop loss, this is your take profit, and this is your R&R right here, right? So it makes it a little bit cleaner. What else can I show you? Well, I'm gonna show you all of those things and all of those tricks and tips in the upcoming videos. And yeah, make sure that you know all of the tips and all of the tricks of TradingView, because it's a really nice platform. All right, so that is for this video. Your homework for this one is to set up a clean chart just like that. No noise, no indicators, white or black screen. If you want to play with it, save your templates, then play with the tools. Make sure to make those things right there appear. And for example, once you drop the fib, it's not gonna be like this. It's gonna be pretty colorful. I have some tutorials on YouTube as well, but basically I'm just gonna open it right now. For example, copy all of those stats, remove the trend line, you don't need it. Then to the downside, background, yours is gonna be something like this. Make this to 0 or just remove it like that. And then those are the values that I use for the fib. All right. Then something else, maybe horizontal ray. It's just a very simple one, just a black, you see line, black line, text, no text. Oh yeah, and you can insert text, or for example 4H higher low, but I'm gonna teach you all of that stuff, so no worries. All right, so this is the first tutorial, TradingView. We have our clean charts, and right now it's time to have a look at something super important.